Welcome back to Francesca's Books. My name is Francesca and we are at the bookish staycation. Welcome back to Francesca's Books. My name is Francesca, these are my books, and here we talk about all things thriller books. And today we're going on a very exciting bookish staycation. So myself and some other creators have hired a gorgeous lakeside lodge, and I just feel like it's going to be the most incredible vibes. It's going to be like hot tub, pizza and wine, book club vibes, and I'm just so excited to bring you guys along with me. But I'm going to caveat this, most of them are fantasy readers, so your go-to thriller girly is going to have to stand her ground this weekend. So for the little book club that we're going to do over the weekend, we've been reading Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry, and I have to say this is very much out of my comfort zone, but I'm enjoying the more action side of it, and that's kind of all I'm going to give, because as thriller girls, are you going to go read this? Probably not. So before we dive into the rest of the vlog, I thought I would tell you guys which books I'm going to take and which books I'm thinking of reading over the weekend. But before I do, of course, I'm going to take my Kindle, because then I've got an unlimited choice basically. But I found this little cute hack yesterday where you can put your name, in the top of your Kindle, and you can put a little heart. How cute is that? I don't know why I only just realised you could call your Kindle whatever you wanted to call it. So I have a lot of books, of course, on here that I may dive into, but the physical books that I'm going to take are 20 Years Later by Charlie Donnelly. You guys know I have been obsessed with this author since I read The Girl Who Was Taken, and I just feel like this is going to be a no-brainer to love and to read. Because I've only read one of his other books so far, I thought this was the next book that everybody talks about when they talk about this author, and it's giving lodge, lake house in the woods vibes, so I feel like I'm going to be in a good place with this one this weekend. And then this is not a thriller book, but I have an unlimited amount of thriller books on my Kindle, so I thought I would bring a little romance for if I'm feeling something a bit lighter. So I'm going to bring Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. I picked this up from the works yesterday, and honestly I have absolutely no regrets. With the very recent news as well about the Love Hypothesis casting, I feel like this is another great time to read this, because her books will naturally be talked about more again. But I've heard fantastic things about this one. It's like an age gap romance, so she's 23 and he's 38, so I'm just let's see what happens. So I've got a couple of the girls coming tonight. I'm gonna go and set up their room now, and then we will leave in the morning. Sammy and Lyra here. I don't know why you guys are sat on the floor actually. You can sit on the sofa. And this is the book we're reading this weekend. It's very big.
Just that little book.
This is how far Sammy is in. She's on chapter 35. We have to have this read by tomorrow. I'm on chapter 14.
I actually have tears in my eyes.
And Lyra is on chapter I am the director, producer, and the actor.
Wanna get away from the same old part you gotta play, and you can do like me.
Luce's room. Oh, here I am. Hey guys. So the lodge is absolutely gorgeous. We've just been for a food shop, and it's just nice vibes. It's so nice to get out of the actual town.
Welcome. Welcome to Carnival.
Hey guys.
Why am I doing jazz hands?
So we just got to the cabin. It took us 3 hours when it should have taken 1.5.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because we've compensated by getting a big Tesco shop and plenty of
And we got through
snacks.
it with Greatest Showman.
We did.
Music.
High School Musical.
Your high quality singing.
Karaoke. It was good.
And my fantastic driving.
100%.
Of course.
We got here in one piece, barely. So tonight should be fun. Drinks and nibbles.
Yeah.
Hot tub.
Hot tub.
Hot tub.
It's really cute. We'll give you a tour.
If only we had like a log fire as well.
I was thinking this.
It feels too warm for a log fire. There's a hedgehog.
Oh my god!
Hello, friend. Francesca, what are you reading right now?
I'm reading 20 Years Later by Charlie Donnelly.
Is that a romance?
Yeah. No.
Oh.
No. Is it a romance? No, it's this one here.
I will go check. She was Sparrows.
I don't know what it's about, but the last time I read a book by him, it was 5 stars. She's just a short queen. Good morning, friends. Oh no, I've run out of my favourite moisturiser. Not a great time to run out on a trip. So it is day 2. Last night we had the most wholesome evening just chatting and having drinks, having pizza, and it was very interesting to see some of the conversations that are going on in the fantasy space at the moment. So I've just got ready. The vibe today is going to be very, very chill. I'm hoping I can finally actually read some of my book. I've decided to start 20 Years Later first because I have just such high hopes for this. I really hope it doesn't end up disappointing me. I have, of course, brought everything to make my vanilla ice latte. So I'm going to go and make that now, and then I'm just going to read for a little bit. Morning, Luce. Morning. My fantasy girlies what they think that this thriller is about, and I think nobody's gonna have any clue. I mean, I don't know, maybe they will actually. I feel like thriller covers are a little bit more telling than some of the fantasy covers that these guys read. They all look the same to me, but then they would probably say that about thriller books.
Something to do with a car, maybe like a road trip or something that happens, and then we find out 20 years later what happens. Something bad happened on this trip, yeah. And then mystery 20 years later, I don't know, there's a body.
I think the red car signifies danger. I think this
She's a lit girly.
signifies danger. I'm not trying to read the book, I promise. They're in the middle of a road trip. They get stranded. Maybe ghosts. Most likely not. But I'm gonna go ghosts.
I have a ghost.
Yeah.
Is that a car? Yeah, in a forest. So there's a road trip and someone gets lost in the forest, and 20 years later
They find out what happened.
yeah.
Can I just throw in a cult in there as well? I feel like there's going to be a cult vibe. I love a cult vibe.
Okay.
Okay, maybe not cult.
It's not giving coal.
Okay, no.
So I think that it's about people who go down the road and then they see one side of the road has been affected by global warming, and then the other side is luscious and full of life, and then they find out that they're on a ley line and then they can transport into different worlds.
It's a thriller, babes.
And someone dies on the road.
We are going to do 1 hour how many pages everybody can read, so I'm going to carry on reading at 20 Years Later. I'm loving this so far, but there's a lot of setup. We've had like 3 or 4 points of views already within 40 pages, but I have so much respect for this author. I know it's going to come together wonderfully. This is what I mean when I say his books are a little bit more sophisticated than some other like popcorn thrillers that I've read. I think I'm going to read 75 pages in 60 minutes, so let's ask everyone else what they think.
How many pages do you think you're going to read, Luce?
I think I'm going to read 62.
Specific and ambitious.
62, why not?
Problematic summer romance. I'm going to potentially read this after. So how many pages think you're going to read in an hour?
Probably 60-ish.
How many pages think you're going to read?
70.
I think I'm going to read 75. We'll see.
Same, I said 75.
I think I'm going to read 103 pages.
Ooh, ambitious.
Yeah, that's my goal.
I think I'm going to read 50 pages.
I think I'm going to read 90 pages.
Ooh.
pages to read, Sammy?
I read 81 pages.
Amazing. What do you think so far?
It is so good. I love romances that also have some kind of like emotional storyline, and this one deals a lot with grief. And so like every page I was like either tearing up and then laughing like the second after. So I like that vibe. I think this is going to be a 5-star read.
I read 93 pages. I am really enjoying it so far. It is so bingeable. I'm really intrigued to see what you're going to think though. See if you like it.
I read 78 pages. It's okay so far. It's just very slow. It's obviously a lot of pages, so.
I read 124 pages and this is amazing. The main guy in it, Jacob, he's top tier. Golden Retriever, cinnamon roll, amazing, delicious.
I read 74 pages and I think I'm going to really enjoy this. The world building was a lot heavier than I was expecting it to be, but I'm glad for it because I feel like it has a bit more substance than I thought it would, being a fantasy, romantasy standalone.
I read 149 pages and honestly for like the last 50 pages I have gone through every single emotion possible. I feel like it's going to be a 5-star read, so I'm excited to get to the end.
I read 119 pages and I am so obsessed. It was literally as well in the middle of action and like a battle sequence happening and characters are dying, and it's like I want to go and finish it right now, so I might have to go and do that, but very much enjoying it.
I managed to read 86 pages, which I'm quite impressed with because the text in this is kind of small, I feel like. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm making excuses, but I was really happy with 86 pages. So I'm now up to page 120 and I'm very much enjoying it. I feel like there's something really special about the way this author writes, and the setup of his books is a lot more in depth than a lot of other thriller books. Pajama Club and we're going to play some board games for a little bit. I have no idea how to play this game, so wish me luck.
Name 3 books.
Flawless, hopeless, reckless.
Woodwind instruments.
Wooden instruments.
Woodwind. Name 3 things you can roast in the oven.
A chicken, a potato, and a sweet potato.
Friends, it is Sunday morning. I've just made myself a nice coffee. I was outside because the first time in the whole trip it stopped raining. So I'm going to get ready and tell you about 20 years later so far. I am absolutely loving this book. I knew Charlie Donnelly just wouldn't disappoint me. I have to say though, his setup is a little bit slower than some other authors. I feel like if you like a book that jumps straight into the action, you're maybe going to want something like a little bit more. His books are fast paced, but maybe a little bit more like straight into the action. Like Andrea Mara, we had maybe like 3 different prologues before we got into the main crux of this story. I know I've made this comparison before, but it feels more sophisticated in the way that David Ellis writes. Also maybe bordering on like a Lisa Jewell, you know, something that's not like really fast popcorn, Freedom McFadden style thriller. Either way, I've concluded, now being halfway through the book, that our main character is a journalist, TV reporter who shouldn't really be in the role. Like, she's kind of just had a series of fortunate events that have got her to the position she is, as well as obviously working hard. Don't degrade any of our sisters. And in order to get a promotion, kinda pay rise, she is trying to investigate a cold case from 20 years ago. This is where the title comes in, 20 years later. There's also some heavy themes around 9/11, so I am going to caveat that. I didn't really expect that. It makes sense, the book is written in 2021 and obviously 20 years before that is 9/11, so they have put in like a lot of topics, I feel like, that link back to it, and it's almost like a cultural reference and a key point in the plot as well. But we have got multiple points of view in the most fantastic way. Like, you know, everybody's view of the main like plot line, the main story, so it just means that when things start to tie up in like another 100-200 pages, we're gonna know everyone's thoughts. So I'm feeling hopeful that I can get this finished today. Now some of the girls are gonna go on another like little shopping run and coffee run, so that'll be really nice. So I'm gonna try and like lock in and read some more. are talking about Shield of Sparrows by Daphne Perry. I only managed to get 30% of the way through, so I'm bracing for the reaction from everyone else. I DNF'd it. I feel like as your thriller girl, I just couldn't connect with the on and on and on about training, about world building. I feel like it just was not fast-paced enough for me. But that doesn't mean you guys might not like it. We'll see what the other girls say. If you do occasionally read fantasy, it's your better take.
3.5.
5 stars.
3.5.
3.5.
0 stars DNF.
I DNF Shield of Sparrows, but I did like it. It's just not to my normal take.
5 stars. Yay! 3 stars, but I am only halfway through.
So we have done book club and we're just chilling out. Had a little bit more pizza. I feel like I'm going to turn into a pizza after this trip. I'm going to ask everybody what their last 5-star read is, so you guys have like a range of recommendations.
The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst.
Insatiable by Lee Rivers.
Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab.
The Emperor of Gladness by Ocean Vuong.
In the Veins of the Drowning by Kaylee Cassidy.
Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid.
Diarybound by Sable Sorensen.
So I've spent like the last hour reading and I'm still only somehow on page 300. Here's my base. How are you feeling, Sammy?
Excited to eat something that's not pizza.
Yeah, we are just on our way out. We're going to go to the pub and hopefully get a roast dinner. I'm feeling a roast dinner anyway. I don't know what these guys are going to get.
Yeah, sure.
And dessert as well. We've definitely been having girl dinner the last few days.
Like cheese and
Every
crackers.
meal. So we're just going to make our way over now. Laura and Luce have had to leave. It's Sunday evening. We're going to be leaving in the morning, maybe like 9, 10 a.m. But they had to go tonight, which is really sad because it feels like the beginning of the end. But we will see. I'll take you to dinner now. Who is ready to leave the villa? Let's go! Together and we're going to do a quick round of this or that.
First one, would you rather no more Kindle or no more physical books?
Oh, that is so hard.
With ease. No more physical books.
Really?
Yeah, I think,
my Kindle.
I think no more physical books.
I feel like once you start reading Kindle, it kind of changes, like in bed, when you're traveling.
This is true.
Nothing beats the feel of a good physical book.
Yeah.
Nothing.
But Kindle reading, faster, more comfortable, more convenient.
Yeah, but then you would never have your
point of view.
bookshelf.
Yeah,
Your whole bookshelf.
Well, that's my career down the drain.
That's what I mean. I would have to go physical. No more Kindle.
Well, you didn't say that.
Would you rather reread favourites or read something new?
I think read something new. If I could only reread favourites, I think eventually I would get bored.
I agree.
Anymore.
Yeah.
I would reread favourites.
But then you could never read them
They're
again.
guaranteed 5 stars every
So
time.
true, yeah.
Every time.
I think I would read new only because it's the thriller genre.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
If you keep rereading thrillers, would get like,
That is
I'm
fair.
done. Like I know this person's going to be unalive again in another chapter.
Yeah, that's true.
Sprayed edges or no sprayed edges? I think yes on a hardcover only, no on a paperback.
I completely like that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
The paperback sprayed edge epidemic
Pointless.
needs to stop.
A long book or short book?
Depends on the genre.
Yeah.
I think
Depends if I like it.
I love getting invested in a long book with so many characters. Like when you spend so long with them, that's the best feeling.
Long book if they're not waffling.
Yes.
Yeah.
A long book if
Use
it's
your
worth
words.
it.
A long book if they have something to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fran's finally back in a happy space in her pajamas and have a cup of tea, not coffee. But we're going to do some crafts this evening. We have some coasters and some acrylic paints, and it's going to be adorable. We're going to do like a bookish themed coaster. I'm going to try and do something like this because I already have a little trinket dish that this will match with it perfectly, but I'm just going to do the cherries, not the little bows. They're not very me. friends, we are just packing everything up now. We're going to be leaving soon. Checkout is 10, so we have to get a bit of a move on. We are heading home now, but we've had the most amazing weekend, so... Bye guys!
How sad.
Bye Emmy! Hello friends, we finally made it back home. The drive coming back was so much easier than on the way down, and Sammy and Lee have just gone to get their train. It's honestly been the most wholesome weekend, but I thought I would round off the video by telling you what I thought of 20 Years Later by Charlie Donnelly. I did only read the one book this weekend in the end. I think I was a little bit ambitious, thinking I could read like 2 or 3, but it was the most wholesome time, so no regrets. Overall, I thought this was an absolutely fantastic book. It was incredibly well written. The language was wonderfully easy to understand but complex at the same time. The plotting was incredible. At one point I was like, I don't even know how these timelines are even going to match up, but that was also my slight grievance is a strong word, my less than positive about the book. There was so many things happening at once, and I feel like that was similar in the other Charlie Donnelly book I've read, but they were more related. I think in this book it was like point of view, point of view, point of view, and you were like, how are these people even going to meet? But it had some really great moments in it. Some of the twists were absolutely amazing. I was finishing this and I was so happy with one of the twists at the end. That was absolutely fantastic. But I do feel like the pacing as well was just slightly off compared to other books by this author and just how I felt in general. But overall it was a fantastic read. I definitely recommend it. It was a 4-star book from me, but I feel like I have to put in these little critiques, otherwise you guys may be like, well, why is it not a 5-star? So would definitely recommend 20 Years Later, but if you haven't tried this author before, would probably recommend The Girl Who Was Taken First. And that is a wrap on the bookish staycation. Thank you so much for coming with me, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this type of video. As always, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I cannot wait to see you next time.
Smile and wave.